My name is Maria, and you're listening to the podcast where we deconstruct someone's PhD experience so that you can reconstruct your own. This is a journey with many challenges, but you might find yourself in a similar situation as one of the guests here. Enjoy listening. How did you feel when you started your PhD? Did you start feeling that you are going to fail? Or did you start feeling that you are going to succeed? Even though I don't know you personally, I am absolutely certain that you have started believing that this is going to succeed. You have started a PhD seeing yourself at the finishing line. You had a motivation, you have the grit, you have everything it takes to get till the end. And then what happens in the meantime is a lot of mind chatter, is a lot of self-sabotage, and these are the things that start shaking our belief in ourselves. There are different ways how we can work on this belief, and we all have different approaches to that. My approach to offer support to somebody who needs that is offering coaching, because this part of you that believes is individual for all of us, and you know how it feels, and you know how to find it. And coaching is here to help you discover and uncover and grow that believing part of you. This is why I'm here. The mind chatter that happens in the meantime tells you that you are not good enough, you did not do enough, your self-esteem goes down, everything you do or write seems bad, seems like it's not enough. What you do after that, when you are feeling like you have not done enough, you close. You go in your corner, you don't dare talking to your peers, to your supervisor, opening up, because you're afraid that you will seem stupid, somebody will think you're an idiot, etc., etc. And you have this feeling that you did not do enough. So then you go in circles and you self-sabotage. And this is specifically for people who are doing a PhD. You are a high achiever. You are here because you were also primed in school to bring good grades, to be the best, to compete, to deliver on these achievements, and to score high and become a high achiever. So unless something is extraordinary, then you are not happy. The bar has been set very high. And then you start feeling ashamed. You start feeling that you are lazy, and you feel like you are wasting time, wasting your time. And if you would bring it up with other people, you feel like you would be wasting other people's time. And of course, there is no progress, and you cannot move from here because you are stuck. But there is a part of you that believes. There is a part of you that knows that there is value in it, that you have put your best effort in that moment. You feel like you are all alone in this, but that is not true. There are people who are willing to give you a helping hand, but it's up to you to ask them. It's up to us, all of us, to ask for help when we need it. That is when we will find help. Because if we don't ask for it, it's not very likely that we're going to receive it. If we focus on the part of you that believes, that part is certain, is confident. That part did everything for you to come where you are right now. You might have moved to another country. You might have arranged all the papers to come where you are today. There were a lot of hurdles before you came to the position where you are now, and you have overcome them all because you were absolutely certain and absolutely sure that this is what you're supposed to be doing and this is what you are going towards. You are going towards having a PhD degree and a certain topic that you are passionate about. And you already know more or less whether you are interested in staying in academia, doing research, going to a company. Maybe you moved to another country because you wanted to find a job in that country after that PhD. Maybe you are just exploring. Maybe you are doing this PhD because you want to see how it is. You want to do research. Maybe you see it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that you do this dedicated research for a number of years on a specific topic. Whatever your reason is, and I'm sure you have this reason, because if you go back to this moment before you were starting your PhD, how did you feel? Were you excited? Were you enthusiastic? Were you also a bit scared because it's something new, but feeling the rush of adrenaline and you absolutely want to go for it? Were you curious? How is it gonna be? Were you in love maybe with this topic, with people, with the place? There were a lot of things that attracted you to come to the place where you are. So I would invite you to remember that moment, connect to that version of you from a while ago that started, that was so certain, that was so sure, that knew that there are gonna be hard times, that there are gonna be hurdles, but that part of you was absolutely confident that you will get through it. If you would tell to that version of you before starting a PhD, but who was sure that wants to do a PhD, that you are gonna go through difficult times, what would that version say to you? Would it give up? Would it say, I will manage? Hell yes. That's what I'm here for. I will find a way. I will find support. I will find a solution. I will ask for help. And maybe what happened in the meantime is that that part of you that believed went hiding somewhere, or was not reinforced enough, or was not cherished enough. But we focused on the critics that were coming along the way. This is not good enough, and maybe you didn't understand well enough, and maybe you could have done things better. Underneath all of that, there is also to say that everything you've done is great. In this academic system, we are focused on looking for solutions to problems. But in order to find solutions, we need to find problems first. And we're so proud pointing out to problems. It's like, ooh, there's a problem. Look, I found it. It's a problem. So when you receive maybe comments on your paper from a professor and everything is, let's say, red, there are a lot of comments and there are a lot of points where you can make improvements. What happens is that we also then start maybe criticizing ourselves and blaming ourselves and like, oh, this could have been done so much better. This is worthless. There's so much to do. I will never get there. And then you enter into this spiral of worthlessness or pointlessness. And yeah, it is up to the supervisors as well to say, hey, this is, great first draft. This is amazing effort. You already put this on paper. I'm seeing that here, and here, there are things to improve. And maybe if you are not receiving this, maybe you can invite your supervisor for that, or train yourself to see it in that way and tap yourself on the back. Ideally both. I would really encourage you to tap yourself on the back and say, hey, good job. There's this first draft. Amazing. I delivered the first draft. And yeah, maybe there are going to be 5 iterations more, but bring it on. It means that this version will get better and better and better. And yeah, maybe right now it's not very presentable. It's not something that I can send to the reviewers externally. But when I go through this process, then I will also know how it is to write papers. I will also have this experience. It's a process. Everything is a process. And especially PhD is a big process. And you need a lot of faith. And the part of you that believes is going to tremendously help you. And if it's worth it, people who believe in you are also going to help you. And if it means anything, I truly believe that you are going to make it. And when I say this, maybe some of you are thinking of quitting, and seriously, there are things you have considered and it's in your heart and you really feel like this is a perfect decision, go for it. Yeah. A part of you believe that you want to go through this experience, and then you weighted pros and cons and there is something better on the other side, go for it. I'm not the one who's going to say, no, you have to go through it. At one point you believed and then you give up on yourself. No, you also have the right to change your mind. If there is something else that warms your heart more, go for it. And I would invite you to listen to the episode with Milos. I don't remember anymore. I think it's number 4. He's the guy who considered quitting, and for 2 months straight, he had talks with people left and right, everybody, to see if he's missing something. Yeah, ultimately, he listened to his voice and to his heart that was telling him that this is not what he signed up for. The conditions in the beginning, they are different than, the conditions afterwards were not the same as the conditions in the beginning that he signed up for. And that's it. Perfectly fine. But yeah, the believing part is the part of you that believes that no matter what, you are going to make it. You have gotten this far. I mean, look behind you. Just turn around and look at all different versions of yourself that brought you here. Look at yourself from primary school. Look at yourself from secondary, high school, university, bachelor, master, and now doing a PhD. If you have told to all of these versions before, from when you were 5 till 25, that you would be going for a PhD and you would be going for this topic that excites you, or this group that is exciting or has amazing resources, or this place that you would be living in, this magical place, or that you would meet these amazing people, yeah, what would that version say to you? I'm sure there are parts of you that would be amazed, like, oh wow, where did you end up? Like, wow, never saw this coming. How did it happen? Or maybe you knew since you were 5, like, yes, I'm gonna do research and this is super exciting and I love being a scientist and scientific method. And maybe you were exposed to it when you were young. And then it's like a dream come true. Maybe at this point it doesn't seem like a dream come true because you have hurdles and you are struggling, but it is this instance in time. If strengthening the part of you that believes is difficult, do reach out. There are people around you who care. There are people around you who are willing to provide support. It is up to you to ask for help. Also, asking for help in our universe, in academia, might be seen as a weakness, or we don't want to go there. We want to solve everything ourselves. We are supposed to know everything. Yeah, right. This is absolutely not the case. When you are not able to ask for help, you are going to hold yourself back for much longer than if you would have asked for help. Figuring out everything by ourselves, it will take 15 lifetimes. Imagine that you have to reinvent a car or a bicycle or a bus that you are using to go to work. Imagine that you have to reinvent that from scratch. Why would you do that? Rely on all the expertise and all the development and all the evolution and all the amazing things that we have come up until this point, 2023, as humans, as in beings on this planet, and leverage that. And that's why this group is here. That's why your professor is here. Leverage on that. Ask for help. And it's okay. You are not going to be seen as an idiot. I promise you. And even if somebody thinks you're an idiot, you will get your answer and then you will move on. So be kind to yourself. Be mindful of the words you are using for yourself. Be mindful of what you are choosing for yourself. Which side of you are you choosing? The one that is going to criticize you and tell you that you have to do everything alone and that you have not done enough and that you need to try more, etc., etc. Or the side of you that believes that there are answers and you don't necessarily need to think of everything. You do have a lot of answers inside of you, but sometimes they are hidden under this self-sabotage behavior and thoughts, and sometimes we need a little support from the outside. You are a beautiful being that came all the way here, and no matter which phase you're in, which position you're in, there is a lot of things that you can offer. And I'm curious to see how you can grow, because this is a beautiful time to grow. I mean, how I see you is that you are in your early, mid or late 20s. And this is a beautiful, beautiful period to be developing things that you want to serve you for later. It's an amazing period. Don't shut yourself down. Don't go into self-sabotage. Also, things are not going to be that different when you finish the PhD. If you keep on doing the same things, what makes you believe that afterwards something is miraculously going to change? If you go to a different environment, but you still have the same patterns and behaviors, sure, the environment can absolutely influence things, but it starts also with our awareness and with us choosing what kind of environment we want to be in. I fully support you. I fully believe in you. And I know that you have these beautiful answers and you have a lot of things to offer. Let it out and allow yourself to ask for help. Allow yourself to confront your supervisor. Allow yourself to flourish in this position. Good luck. Thanks for listening to this podcast episode. If there was anything that you discovered or found remotely interesting, do share. I'm always curious to hear what is it that you resonated with. See you in the next episode.